Hello. In this video lecture, we are going to see about how to write the manual test cases. So before going into that, we are going to see understand about some of the terms in the manual testing. So we have a term called there is test scenario. What is it? A test scenario is nothing but any functionality that can be tested. Whatever the suppose you say you're going to test a login page, then that you're going to test a you write a test scenario for that. So any functionality that can be tested is the test scenario. And test case is a set of conditions under which you're going to test the software. You're going to check if that conditions or the requirements are being satisfied. So if you see the test case, it consists of the inputs, the precondition, the execution preconditions, the expected results, and the actual results. So each it will be more specific. You're going to test each of the procedures and see whether the it satisfies the requirements. Test script is nothing but the script in the that is written in a programming language. It is a small program which will actually automatically test the functionality of the software system. A short program or which is used to code that is used to test the functionality of the software system. So what is a test case? It is a single executable test, right, where the tester uh, will test each of the specific functionalities. Who will do this? Who will write this test case? So someone from the quality assurance team will write this test case, and probably they may not include they will include each and every aspect of testing, like that they should ensure the test coverage, there is all the key functionalities is tested, they haven't missed any of the testing process. And he should be able to think thoroughly or think in a different ways, or what are the ways of validating the features of the software, where the software will fail and where the uh, software is behaving correctly, or there is a defect, or there is a failure. So all the negative test cases also need to be documented, all the negative test cases, so that we can overlook it again and we can correct it. So what are the things the test case will contain? The test case id, test scenario, the test case steps, the test data, the expected results, and the actual results. Okay, this test case id is nothing but your unique test case id. Each of the steps you will be able to identify using the test case id. Test scenario is the functionality what we are testing, and test case step, it will describe what are the steps the tester will how the tester has to test this particular functionality. And test data is the preconditional data or the input data that is needed to execute that, run that particular functional process. And the expected result is the what it is to be obtained. An actual result, what result is being obtained. Expected, we are going to you should with this experience you are going to test what kind of output the system will give. And with this only the tester will determine if the test case is pass or fail. Say for example, if we are going to test a simple login page, so we have a username and password here and a sign in button. So only if the user gives both the username and the password, the user will have to be allowed inside the application. Suppose if he is not entering the username, or he is only entering the password, or he is some invalid username passwords, then the user should not be allowed inside the application. So how to write the test case for this? So test case id here we have mentioned with some unique numbers, tc1, tc2, and tc3. So test scenario, you're checking with the login valid data, And test case, there is some steps. Go to the site, enter the valid username, password, click submit. So the user will enter the username here and then the password here. Then you have to click the sign in button. So first test case, go to the site, enter the valid username and password, click the submit. So he enters the valid name, is the expected result will be, you have to this both the username and password is entered and click sign in button is clicked, means then the user should be allowed inside the application, right? So that is what is specified here. So the test case pass. If the user is not entering any username here for invalid test case, only password is entered, it should not be allowed. That is what is expected. So actual is also the same, so it passes. But the username is not given on username is given and password is not entered, and if it is being allowed, then it is failed. Expected is they should not be allowed, and actual is it is allowing, then it fails. So test case ID is your unique ID, and test scenario is the functionality what you are checking. Test case is the steps how to proceed the test, and test data, the precondition values or the input values that is necessary for doing the performing the test. The what is the expected result that will be obtained when this process is running, and what is actually what actual results are obtained, that is noted here. So this the last TC03 is the negative test case. TC01 and 2 is because expected and actual result is same, then it is the condition is passed, else the condition is failed. So this is how you have to write the manual test case. For testing a particular application, you have to write n number of manual test cases. You should ensure that you have covered all the functionalities of a software is tested. Okay, thank you.